Hello everyone and welcome back for our third workout video for the week. We are going to be focusing on our upper body because we've already done our core and our legs this week. So make sure as always you've got a nice safe space. If you've got a yoga mat or something comfortable to be using, please do. Alternatively, feel free to use something like a rug so it's nice and soft underneath you. Make sure you've got yourself a drink. Time to get ourselves started. Exercise is going to be a knee push-up, but it's going to be slightly different. The reason we're on our knees is to make it slightly easier, but we're going to be doing what's called a close grip push-up that's going to help work our triceps. And in order to do that, when you put your hands on the mat, they need to be nice and close. It's also called a diamond push-up because you're going to make this shape with your hands when they go together. So as you go down onto the floor, you're going to come down onto your knees. You're going to put your hands down in diamond shape. And then from here we can do our press up. What's important is if you have a look at my posture, is my legs are nice and straight. I'm not sat back here. That's very, very important in order to do this exercise properly. Our weight, especially your chest, needs to be above your hands. It cannot be all the way back here because then the weight of my chest is over here. I need to come all the way forward so that the weight of my chest is over my hands, and then that way we're going to get a proper workout in when we do our press up. We're simply going to go for 45 seconds. As always, we are looking for quality, not quantity, so it's far more important that you do a proper, good quality press up rather than doing 10 okay or average press ups. So focus on getting a good quality press up in. Don't focus on just smashing as many of them out as you possibly can. Focus on getting good quality repetitions in, and they will work your muscles even more than if you did twice as much. So get yourself ready. Remember, hands are nice and close. Lean your body weight forward, and we're going to go for 45 seconds, starting in 3, 2, 1. Off you go. Excellent. Stop there, have a drink, get yourself ready for the next exercise. Okay, now this next exercise is going to be another variation of a push-up, but we're going to do what's called a wide push-up. So the one we just did was hands in together like this. This was a close push-up. This is a normal push-up, and now we're going to go to a wide push-up. But we're going to do this on our knees to allow us to get that full range of motion. So you're going to come down on your knees once again. Now, instead of normally putting your hands underneath your shoulders, if you're using a mat, you're going to go off the mat. And if not, you just have to go slightly wider. So if you look at my hands, normally this is a close, this would be normal, and now we're going wide. So you want to be past your shoulders so that we come down into this position when we do our press up. But again, we're on our knees, so we should find it nice and easy to do so. So come back into this position. Remember what we said, make sure your legs are nice and straight. Don't be sat all the way back here. If anything, we want to be nice and forward. Go nice and wide with your hands. Make sure your weight is in front of you, and we're going to go for another 45 seconds, starting in 3, 2, 1. Off you go. Now this exercise is just going to be a normal knee push-up. The reason we're going to do it on our knees is to elevate a lot of that stress and a lot of the body weight that we have to carry, but we're really going to focus on getting in some good repetitions here to make sure that we're using and engaging all of the muscles in our chest. So you're going to come back down onto the floor here. We're going to put our knees down as always to make sure we're nice and safe. Now, most important thing when you're doing a knee push-up, as I've said twice now, is remember your body weight is in front of your knee. It cannot be all the way back here. We want to be nice and forward. You're going to have your hands roughly shoulder width wide. To make this a little bit more difficult for yourself, you can actually bring your hands closer to your knees. That will make things harder. So we're going to come a little bit closer just so our weight is nice and forward. And then from here, we're simply going to go for 45 seconds, starting in 3, 2, 1. Off you go. And you can stop there. Very well done. Okay, now this exercise is going to be one that we've done before. It's going to be our Superman's. It's a very useful exercise to help work our lower back here, to get nice and strong and to hold our upper body up, make sure that we're nice and stable. So we're going to go down onto our mat. Now, you need enough room to be able to completely stretch out. So make sure that you do have that room to be able to come down onto the floor and be able to completely stretch our arms out and our legs. Now, the idea is very simple. We simply have to lift our arms and our feet off the floor and hold the position. So from here, if I was in this position, I simply have to lift arms and legs and hold, and then we come back down. Now, last week we did this as repetitions where you were coming up and then down and then up and then down. This week we're going to do it slightly differently, and you're just simply going to hold the position for as long as you possibly can. We're going to try and hit the goal of 30 seconds if we can. That would be brilliant. If not, don't worry about it. This is going to be a bit of a challenge that you can work up towards. But the idea is every time that we do it, we're just going to go simply up until the point where we can't hold our arms and legs off the floor anymore, and we have to drop them down. That's absolutely fine. Try and make sure that we are working towards the 30-second mark, even if we're not quite there yet, but that's what's going to be our goal for today. So get yourself ready. We're going to get started, and our time starts in 3, 2, 1, off you go. Perfect, well done. Now, if you found 30 seconds easy, that's a very good sign. What we can do is you can try and increase your goal from, say, 30 seconds to 45 seconds, and then from 45 seconds to a minute. If you are getting to a minute, you're probably best to just go to a minute, stop, give yourselves a few seconds rest, and then try and go back to a minute and do 2 repetitions of a full minute of holding. That will be a nice good way to progress your exercise and make sure that you're working at your level. Well done. Okay, now this exercise is going to be a variation of a push-up that focuses on building some shoulder strength. In order to do this, You are going to need to be able to get on top of something, and I'm going to be using the sofa here. So how it's going to work is I'm going to come and put my knees and my legs on the sofa, and then I'm going to put my hands on the mat. So I'm off the floor, but my mat is on the floor, and so are my hands. Now, the idea for this exercise is that we're actually going to try and bring our forehead to the floor rather than bringing our chest, and that's going to put a lot of the emphasis on our shoulders and take the work off our chest so that we can focus on building some nice strong shoulders as well. How it's going to work is, if you see, I'm still going to come out here so my body's nice and straight, and the idea here now is that I'm bringing my forehead to the floor here and then pushing off the floor. The fact that your weight is all the way over here and you're slightly higher means that you're going to be engaging these muscles here, you're called your deltoids, that are going to help work your shoulders. We're going to do this for 45 seconds, so get yourself ready, and your time starts in 3, 2, 1. Off you go. Make sure you're completely straightening your arms when you come up, and that your head is going all the way down, and really pushing through to straighten our arms. Excellent work. Very well done. That was the 4th variation of a push-up that we did today, all of them targeting slightly different areas of our upper body and our chest. Excellent work.